Yo, people, what you telling me back again for another one? Red Talk Monday settings, Faz. What's good, bro?
Can 100 man actually defeat a gorilla?
Brother, what?
Deep it. Can 100 men, fist for fist, mash up one silverback?
Bruv, no. What will happen is, yeah, the gorilla will grab one brother, rip his head off his shoulders, and the rest of the man will run away. That's what will happen.
Good point. Now, my theory is this, yeah? First, the 100 man need to be committed. Like they go in, you know, when they go to war, you have to be committed, bro. Committed. Also, it depends nationality of the man, them, the 100 man. Are they Jamaican? Are they Bangladeshi? Are they English? Are they, that also has a big part to play in it.
I don't know.
Can 100 man, can 100 Francis Ngannous defeat a gorilla, Rants? 100 Francis Ngannous, bro.
Bro, I'll be honest, yeah. I don't know, yeah, if even the man that big could even hurt a gorilla, bro. Like, I don't think people understand how strong gorillas are, bro. Like, it's one of them ones where, like, you're not hurting them, bro. This is the problem. The problem
bro,
is, yeah,
brother,
they're like 10 times stronger than Francis Ngannou. Like, you don't understand. You think Ngannou's strong until a silverback, yeah, rips your shoulder out the socket, yeah, like this, without trying, bro. Like, it's not comparable, bro. Like, bro, it's not comparable. Like, people don't understand the strength, yeah, of these animals.
A gorilla can crush your skull with just one squeeze.
Well, there you go. Ngannou can't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Ngannou can't crush no one's skull with their hand, bro. Like, do you know, as strong as he is, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's not like the strength is not comparable, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's really not comparable. The strength is not comparable, bro.
100 man, 10 at a time.
This is what man needs to understand. Like, with no weapons, yeah, man have got no business trying to square up to gorillas, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. Once this silverback rips the brother's head off your shoulders, yeah, common sense kicks in. The man them say, you know what, I'm going home, bro. This is long. I'll be real. That's what's really happening, bro. Do you think, brother? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like when I see these things, yeah. It's like, bro, when I see these things on the news and I'm like, oh, like mass murder running around stabbing people. It's like, bro, once I see the first guy get chefed, I'm out of there, bro. Like, how can 10 men get stabbed? If 10 men get stabbed by the same guy, it's like, bro, it's not a gun, you know. You know you can run. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, normal human instinct. Once a couple man get stabbed, I'm gone, bro. Do you think I'm standing there like to wait my turn for what? Talking about.
You can't even, like, 10 men can't even pinch a gorilla's skin. It's that thick.
Well, there you go. So why would you want to fight one? It doesn't make no sense.
It's mad, didn't it? If you did 100 man.
This is what I'm saying, bro. The gorilla would just grab man, bro, neck broken, neck spray,
no, but
boom, arm out the socket, shoulder out, like boom.
I don't think the gorilla's even grabbing, man. The gorillas, the way they walk and the way they move, he's just backhanding, man. He's just moving like
Brother, I've seen gorillas dash like big heavy things like this, like without even turning their head, bro. Like this is what man needs to understand. Like, without turning their head, they're just dashing things. Like, their strength is not comparable to human strength. It's not. So when man are having 100 man are not staying there, bro. I'm telling you.
No, but they have to be committed. We put them in a cage. They're committed. They're not going nowhere. They signed up NDA. They're committed.
No, bro, that's not happening, bro. Like, let's be honest. You would have to think here that 100 guys, they would be smart enough to somehow maybe be able to like surround the gorilla and trap it or something like that. But you're not hurting it, bro. I'll be honest. Like, you hit it, it's not gonna feel it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it's gonna box you, bro. Like, it's like, it doesn't make no sense, bro. The best you can do is contain it.
Yeah, safe.
That's the best you can do is contain it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the best you can do. Do you know what I mean? So that topic there is crazy. Like, I don't think people understand the strength comparisons are crazy. They're not normal, bro. Like, bro, man don't understand, yeah. Man will rip your head, yeah, off your body, bro. Like Mortal Kombat. And they'll do it, yeah, without even flinching, bro. It's not even it's not tough for them. They're just going.
Yeah, safe.
They're getting peeled like a banana, bro.
Yeah,
That's
safe.
what
I
they're
think
doing.
gorillas pop open a coconut like it's nothing.
Brother, they'll break your skull, bro. Bro, you see the way man get pistachios, a man just crack the shell
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Your head top, bro. Like, bro, you don't want that. You know what I'm saying, bro? The human race survived. As long as it survived is because we know how to run, bro. Like, and we know how to hide, bro. That's it. It's not because man can fight, bro, because we can't fight these animals, bro. It's only because man have
Safe,
got weapons and we're meant to be smarter than them. We can't fight these lot. Come on. Do you know what I mean? Come on.
safe.
Do you know
But
what I
yeah,
mean?
I'm chilling, man. I'm
Bro.
chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm relaxing, enjoying life. Man United is not finishing my health. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What a game it was over the weekend. One of the most boring game of football I've ever watched in my life, bro. It was just disgusting, bro. It was disgusting watching Manchester United. Absolutely disgusting. And shame is clearly not free, bro, because certain man are posting Instagram posts after they've scored one goal about I needed that and this, that. It's just...
You know what it is, Faz? You know what disgusts me about that Instagram post is, yeah? Where's the energy that these men had for Jesse Lingard and Pogba? Because they said that these guys are ruining the culture at the club here because they're black and they're dancing. Does posts like that ruin the culture at the club? When you've drawn a game, yeah, that you should have won, you've performed poorly, a man saying, I needed that, bro. Who gives a fuck about you, blood? What about the team? Who cares what you needed, bro?
Yeah. Not even like a post, yeah, where they say, we take this into Thursday, Thursday, hype up Thursday. Not even that. Just man say, I needed that. Like he really feels like he's the main man in it of Man United.
Yeah, well, he's wearing the number 9. He should feel like that, bro. They made him feel like that.
Yeah, we made him feel like that. Yeah, and I was looking through the comments as well. On my live while I was live midday, and I was looking through the Instagram comments, and the amount of people that are saying, "Stop beefing a 22-year-old."
No, I see
People
him
who are
getting cooked
critiquing
on
him.
I see him getting cooked though. I'm surprised he didn't turn them comments off. He was getting
Someone commenting saying, "Finally, you've unmuted us."
Yeah, he was getting pan fried, bro. I swear down in the comments, bro. I swear down it was, bro. I couldn't believe it, I couldn't
I've
believe
seen
it.
some of
They
them
were
as well.
actually
Yeah,
cooking it.
I've seen some of them as well. That game was absolutely shocking. What a diabolical game that was. What a diabolical game. And really and truly, they again look better with 10 men. They look better. They played 30 plus minutes with 10 men and they looked better. It's just awful football, awful to watch, and somehow surviving based on Europa League hype, really. And I feel like looking at that, we're gonna get punched up in the Europa. The players played like they wanted to go to the local nearest rooftop. Like it was sunny. Yesterday was sunny, Bournemouth beach. They've made a 5-6 hour journey to Bournemouth. They did not look like they wanted to be there, bro. They did not look like they wanted to be there, bro. The football was just diabolical. It's awful. Garnacho had a chance 1v1 and he shanked it as well. It's just so bad. Ending the game with Ericsson, Mount on the pitch, just all a mishmash, bro. It's such a mishmash. Such a mishmash. I think that was the most pointless game to watch. Legitly the most pointless game to watch with your weekend. Pointless. Absolutely pointless.
Disgusting, bro. Like, and you know what it is, yeah? It's like we're going into one of the biggest games of the season on Thursday with no momentum, nothing really positive to take away from the Bournemouth game. And bro, I don't know how to feel about it because even the manager, the manager was saying, he said something along the lines like they defend similar to Bilbao, and it was almost like a dress rehearsal. And if that's the case, bro, we're in trouble, You know what I mean? Because we didn't even look like scoring, bro. Like not even a little bit,
The
Not
goal
even a
that we
little bit.
scored was even shanky, man. It wasn't a proper constructed goal.
It wasn't.
I don't know, bro, how this Bilbao game is gonna go. I really don't know. It's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a bad day in the office. We're gonna see some bad. And don't forget, Bilbao will happily draw at home, come here, get one goal, get off. Get one goal, get off. They don't, these Spanish teams, they don't want to go machine for machine all the time. We've seen them
No.
all the time when they play Man United. They're happy to sit back. They're happy to relax. They're
Mm-hmm.
happy for us to have the ball, especially when we're not a threat in front of goal. We are not a threat. There is no threat in front of goal other than Bruno Fernandes, really. Really, other than Bruno Fernandes right now, there's no threat. And I've seen a
And
lot of
even
things.
that, what threat, bro? I thought he was awful in the last game.
Yeah,
To be honest, I thought he was awful.
yeah.
The thing is, when he doesn't play well, no one talks about it.
I see a lot of people in my comments as well. They're definitely Amorim out. They've made it clear they're Amorim out there. Amorim critical as well, and I see why. It should never. To be fair, I've seen expressions is rant as well about Ange. Like, it's unacceptable for a manager of a club this stature to come this position, and Spurs never win anything. The fact that he's able to say, and you look at Man United and you say, how can it be acceptable for a Manchester United manager to come this low in the league? How can it be acceptable? And I think the only glimmer of hope is that he has some transfers, the club does some transfers, and he's able to make something out of it come next season. That's the only hope. That's the actual
you know what's
only
funny?
hope.
My brother went on a big fucking monologue, on the New Band Sports News, And the funny thing is, he could have been talking about Ruben Amorim, bro, when he was talking about Ange, bro. Like, I feel like the parallels between Tottenham and Man United are fucking hilarious right now, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like the same shit. It's like the same shit, bro.
Exact
like everything he's complaining about, I'm complaining about. Everything I'm seeing, he's seeing, bro. It's like literally, we're almost having identical seasons, bro.
He's still Ange out, even if Ange wins the Europa League, he said.
Yeah.
I hear it. He still wants
even if our manager won the Europa League, I don't want him here either. But I just think that he'll keep his job, for sure, if he wins the Europa League. I believe if he doesn't win the Europa, I think there's a possibility this ownership sack him, I don't think he's as safe as these men are making out. I think that he's safe to the degree that no better option pops up. I believe if there's a better option, they'll take it, but these men are ruthless.
Yeah.
They're ruthless. If there's a better,
if they see a better,
if they see a better option, they'll take it, bro. I'll be honest. As soon as they got rid of Dan Ashworth, I celebrated it because I saw the Dan Ashworth sacking as, these men are ruthless. They've identified something's not working and they've pulled the trigger no matter how it's going to make them look. And to me, that's an admirable skill in business, innit? In business, you have to be able to pull the trigger no matter how it may look, bro, or make you look, bro. You don't keep people in certain situations to save face, innit? And I think it's one of them things where if a better option in their eyes becomes available, I believe they pull the trigger if he doesn't win that thing. I don't think that he's certified to be here next season.
Can I be honest though? I look at all of these factors. I look at a lot of factors. So one of the key factors is great clubs that run themselves really well always have a structure that are able to build a squad really well. And Man United haven't built a squad for a decade plus. We've not built a squad that complements each other. And
but under this ownership, I believe we're going in that direction.
So that's why my kind of faith lies with Amorim is that build a squad that actually Man United fans can be proud of. And if Amorim fails, you can then say, you don't
need a manager for that, though. You don't need a manager to build a squad. The whole point of the gaming model and the football director is to build a club in the image of what the sporting director sees. That's not down to the manager. So it doesn't matter who's in charge.
That's why I don't want to get a different manager, because then a different manager comes with different ethos and a whole different I'd argue that they don't, innit? Because if you look at football this way, the way the modern game is, you're seeing a lot of teams now, a lot of teams are signing multifunctional players. Like Dorgu's one of them. Dorgu's a left centre back, a left back, in a 4, can play right back as well. And he can play on the wing as well. And he can play wing back, even though he's not a wing back. He doesn't look as comfortable at wing back than he does in a 4. When we changed to a 4 after the red card, Dorgu looked way better. He looked way more comfortable immediately. So
It's one of them things where Dorgu, yeah, if we get another manager and they play a 4 at the back, automatically you're seeing a better version of Dorgu, bro. Like you look at Xerxes, he can play in the 10, he can play in the 9, he can still play in the 10 in a 4-2-3-1, and he can play up front. He's multifunctional. Mazraoui is multifunctional. Do you know what I mean? Delit's a centre back. Lenny Euro's multifunctional. He can play right back. He can play centre back in a 4. He can play right centre back in a 3. Like most of the players that we're signing are players that can play in multiple systems. I don't rate Ugarte, but again, Ugarte can play in multiple systems, bro, because he's just a ball winner. So when you're looking at all these players, they're not bought for a specific system. They're not. They're guys that can play multiple systems, and I think that that's the route that we're going down. If we sign
the thing is
an Ederson or a Delap or a Cunha, these are not guys that can only play one system. These men can play multiple systems.
I agree. But some of the signings, they have not flourished. For example, the Ugarte one, you know, he looks a little bit shaky. The Dorgu one as well, he looks a little bit shaky. Maybe it's the settling time.
He's learning a new position.
He's young.
And he's in a team that aren't playing well, Faz. He's in a team that aren't
young. Yeah, he is young. And it's his first season. So you give him that grace, really. And same with Ugarte, you give him that grace because it's his first season. Which people kind of seemingly forget.
But Ugarte's played for the manager and he's played in his system before. That's why I give him less grace.
Yeah, that is also true. You'd expect that for the money that we paid for him and the money that we sold McTominay for. Look at how McTominay's being used. He's literally one of their, if not their most key player. Like breaking mad stats and stuff in the Serie A. It depends how you rate the league and how you rate the teams. Of course, that's a big factor. But Ugarte comes to the Premier League and looks thingy. But that might be the case as well. Players come to the Premier League and get found out. You know, that it's a different kettle of fish playing in the Prem. Really, really different kettle of fish. Even the best players in the Prem struggle. Look at Cole Palmer. You know, he struggles or struggling. Conversations you've had some massive players like Salah. You know, at times. That's the beauty.
I think Cole Palmer's struggling because a player like him in the modern game, is positionless. Do you know what I mean? Like,
free roam.
This is a game of system players. Like even this comment here, if he's better as a fullback than wingback, why did Amorim sign him, bro? Look at Quenda, for example. Quenda played for him, Quenda said he wants to play on the wing, bro. When we spoke about him coming to Man United to play wingback, he's like, brother, he'd rather go to Chelsea and play on the wing. He don't want to play wing back. You know them ones. Like wing back here, wing backs are very rare in the modern game. So there's not many specialist wing backs in the game because
many teams use wing back system.
But this is the point. So when saying like, why did he sign him, bro? It's hard to find a specialist wing back. And when you do find it, if there's a team that plays 5, they're not really going to want to give up their specialist wing back. They're not really going to because they are like gold dust, in the modern game. There's not many of them. This is what it is. So it's one of them ones where it's easier to try and get a fullback and turn him to a wingback. But wingback is a position that you have to want to do.
Yeah.
You have to want to do that position, bro. And I feel like when I look at someone like Dorgu, I can see he would be a very good fullback. Do you know what I'm saying? He'd be a very, very good fullback. So for me, if I was playing a wingback system, I wouldn't play a right back at fullback. I'd play a winger there, but I would play a defensive-minded winger. There are defensive-minded wingers. I put Anthony into that bracket in a sense. When I say defensive-minded, I mean wingers that don't mind defending and doing the ugly side of the game. I wouldn't get a luxury winger like a Riyad Mahrez or something. Yeah, you get someone like an Adama Traore, a two-way winger, like what Antonio Valencia was. Those kind of two-way wingers, Frimpong's another one. You get two-way wingers to play wingback. The problem is this brother's finding defenders, fullbacks, like flipping Mazraoui, trying to play Mazraoui wingback. There's nothing about Mazraoui's game that would lend well to being a wingback, bro. Nothing about it, bro.
He's going forward. He doesn't give anything at all.
He doesn't want to get ahead of the ball because that's not his game. It's not his game at all. Even Pedro Neto could do a job at wingback because he's got the work rate. But they have to be two-way players.
To be a wing back, you need to be very, very like confident in going forward. You need to attack the space. Frimpong does that very well.
Mm.
PSG, for example, as well, isn't it? PSG, when you see PSG play, the way those players are like
They play with
forcing
fullbacks,
themselves.
yeah, but their fullbacks take up wing back positions because their manager's brave and our manager's not brave.
Mm-mm. You know, he's mentioned in the press conference that he might be looking at centre backs, and I don't understand why he would need to look at centre backs. We're good with centre backs, and
Way
he
too many.
mentioned something in the press conference, and I don't know why. It's too defensive at times as well. I know we don't have an ample amount of attackers, but bro, I'm looking at Cheeto right now, and I'm thinking the way that previous managers have given youth the chance. He's given what's that fullback's name? You know, the academy kid that's got a chance recently, the 18-year-old Amas. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's got a couple starts. Bro, give Cheeto the start. I don't understand what's the issue with giving Cheeto the start over Rasmus. I really don't.
Yeah.
If you really want to sell Rasmus Højlund and you do not think Rasmus is fit enough in terms of fitting your football and fitting into the team, the best way you make an example or you show that that's what you think and believe is by starting Cheeto. Your
Mhm.
starting lineup will say the most about you. When you're not starting Xerxes, the fans, the viewers, everybody watching, they know you're not fancying Xerxes. He's fit, he's ready, you're not starting him. You prefer Rasmus, clearly. The same thing when Cheeto's available, he doesn't give him the minutes, and you think, well, why? Must be some underlying things, but does it make sense? Is it that the academy need him for something or whatever? Like, it does not mean and he's using so many defenders in games when the season is so written off that if Man United decided to put 11 academy players, I think the fans would actually be like, yeah, let's have it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it would make more sense.
Why he's deciding to bring Lindelof on, and I just find it weird.
Bro, my problem with what he done, yeah, is like we know we've got a game on Thursday, and it's like, what are you trying to get out of this Bournemouth game? Because it doesn't look like you was going out there to try and win the game outright. It kind of looked, the feeling of the game was that it almost felt like a training game. But if that's going to be the case, yeah, and you're just using it to get players minutes, because even like that triple substitution, we're 1-0 down, he makes a triple substitution that's not in response to the game that's being played. Because bringing on Ugarte when we're trying to get a goal and bringing on Lindelof, like, it doesn't make sense. Do you get what I'm saying? So that means, yeah, you're just using this game to get the players minutes. And if that's what you're doing, then why would you not just pick a different lineup in the first place?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why would you not just give, like, why didn't Harry Amas get any minutes, bro? Because
Yeah.
you're not going to use him against Bilbao in Bilbao. So why would you not use him in the Premier League game, especially off the back of the last game? He's done okay. So play him, play Cheeto, rest a few players, because it's clear that you're kind of using it just as just minutes for players or something, just to keep them ticking over. Like, if that's the case, there's no excuse for your lineup. Why is Rasmus and Garnacho playing 90 minutes when you know you're going to play them on Thursday and you're going to play them 90 minutes again?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just the decision making is absurd. It is. He does fix it though. That's the thing. I have seen Kobe Mino play more forward, which I
But Kobe
which I
played in the
like.
double pivot again, bro. Then he got subbed off.
Yeah. He's asked Kobe to drop in a lot more last game. Anyways, we saw Kobe dropping in deeper. We saw, but you know, Kobe's also played forward under this manager as well. Let's not forget. So he does, but he doesn't have consistency on what he does with the players. This is something that you've brought up, and I get it. One game he'll play him forward, one game deeper, one game this, one game that. Different games, different ways he's using the players. It doesn't build consistency, especially in this season. If you are looking to use these key players for the next season as well, you want to keep them. You would want them to pick up one position really well, wouldn't you? You would want them to specialize in one position really, really well to understand your system. But it's a cocktail every other game. Other than, even with Xerxes, he's done that. Striker, 10, said he's not a striker, then played striker.
But it's what I'm trying to say, like, bro, like, if you
show.
actually listen to what he's saying and then you hold a mirror to it and you put it side by side to his actions, yeah, he's saying one thing and he's doing completely the opposite, bro. And I find it very, very hard to respect that. He told us Xerxes he's not a striker, he's more of a 10. The last couple games Xerxes played has been in the 9. And then before that, he dropped him again. He dropped him, and he was our most informed player in terms of performances. Xerxes been consistently performing for at least the last 6 weeks, nearly 2 months. Bro. Like he's performed really well consistently. He's almost been like the talisman for the team in terms of we know we can get the ball to him and we can start to build things from him. And then you drop him for 2 games like unprovoked. Like, bro, none of this is making sense, bro. And this is why I don't think giving him players is the answer, because he's not doing enough with the players he's got. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not doing enough with the players he's got, bro. If you're not cooking with the ingredients, with the cheap ingredients, why would I give you expensive ingredients? You're going to ruin the food anyway.
I agree. I definitely agree.
This is the biggest problem I have.
I just want to see a certain amount of players that need replacing to be replaced, and this manager get 15 games next season for me to understand.
15 is too much. 15 is more than a third of, bro, that's nearly half the season, Faz.
Well, 15 games would also include other comps as well, isn't it?
Okay, 15 in all competitions. Now, for
15 in all comps.
For me, like, I'll be honest, if he doesn't win the Europa League, he gets 5 games. The first 5 games of the season. And if he's not doing well, then
I can't disagree. No, I can't disagree.
Because you can still rescue the season after 5 games, you know. Like, you can rescue the season, bro. I'm not in the business of writing off another season, Faz. I can't do that again, bro. Like this, we've gone through the motions this season. We've had people gaslighting us, telling us, oh, it's a free hit, bro. They did not bring this manager in at the time that they brought him in for the amount of money it costs to get rid of Ten Hag and to also pay for him and not to give Ruud the job to the end of the season. They didn't do all this moving around, to then write the season off, bro, and say, oh, you know what? We'll just target the Europa League because we're fucking 15th in the Prem. They didn't bring him in to finish 15th in the Prem. They didn't. Or else they would have left Ten Hag. Ten Hag wouldn't have finished 15th and we would have saved a lot of money, Faz. We would have saved a lot of money. So none of this is making sense, bro. Like, he's not keeping up his end of the bargain. He's not keeping his end of the bargain.
Only way he does that if he wins the Europa. That's the only way.
Yeah.
Because his target would have been Champions League. You were a couple of points away from top 4. So get us the top 4 result, which is Champions League. You know, that's what you get. And then if you do that one way or other, we're happy. I think winning a trophy and getting the top 4, winning the trophy and getting Champions League is actually a better route, a more successful route, because obviously you've won a trophy in return as well. But league position definitely shows what you're capable of. You know, that's why Newcastle are there, Villa are there, Chelsea are there. It's done over 38 games. It shows what they're capable of doing. I think his ability to manage a squad has shown inexperience, but I am going to say he's also been set up for failure because he was brought in middle of the season. He did accept the job at the end of the day. Yes,
he did.
You know, he's his own man. He accepted the job knowing what he's coming into. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, he came in into a shock. No, that it's not how it works. They've had ample amount of conversations. His management, his agency, they knew what he's getting himself into. So his management of the squad is poor, definitely poor. But I can't possibly sit here and see the manager out straight away when I'm seeing Lindelof being subbed on, Luke Shaw starting a game, you know.
But he's chosen to do that though.
Well, he ain't got no options.
He does have options.
I am going to, on the other hand, say when he's benching Xerxes, I have an issue with that.
He does have options. He does have options. It's lies that he don't have options, bro. Because we've seen multiple other managers, use the youth, if they don't feel like the first team's up for it, bro.
That is true. So not using Cheeto is
There you go. You can say it's one thing saying you don't like Rasmus, but then play Cheeto then to make a statement. But you're not doing that, or play someone else up front. Do you know what I'm saying? Arsenal play Marino up front. There's no fucking excuse. Play Bruno up front then. Play someone else.
I think low key, the fan base are okay with him being sacked the end of this season. I think this week and the next week is going to be the most pivotal week of his career and Man United's, you know, next chapter. I feel like by next week they would know what they're going to do. But then I look at things that Sir Jim has said, how much of the highest earners are available to play and this, that, the other. And I feel like they might not sack him, they might
Yeah,
just
but
be
he
like,
has to say that though. But at the end of the day, yeah, here's my thing with what Sir Jim has said. Yeah, the reason why I call bullshit on that anyway, and also don't think about the mental gymnastics, because even for instance, yeah, if Jim says that if you take away these wages, then he's dealing with a mid-table wage bill. If that's the case, then why didn't you get a manager that's used to dealing with mid-table players? Because this manager is not a manager that's used to dealing with mid-table players. But Sporting, yeah, are a team that averaged third place finish before he took over. They're one of the biggest clubs, yeah, and they've always had some of the best players in Portugal. So Manchester United being mid-table is not an equivalent to that. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not an equivalent in pressure. It's not an equivalent in level of player. It's not. So it's one of them things where you would have been better off getting a Thomas Frank then if you thought that you were going to have mid-table players, because he's more used to dealing with mid-table players and getting more out of them. The same goes for Marco Silva or something like that.
Oh, Areola.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. If you wanted a manager that was going to be able to deal with a mid-table budget and overachieve, you don't go and get someone from Sporting. You don't. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Do you understand what I mean? So even if Jim wanted to try sell me that bullshit, which I'm not buying, even if you wanted to try sell me that, you're barking up the wrong tree anyway. You're barking up the wrong tree, because then you go and get a mid-table manager and then you're good. That is why someone like De Zerbi would have been perfect, because we saw he got Brighton to Europe and the squad was a mid-table squad. Like, that's it. That's the kind of manager you should have been going to get in the first place. Or you go and get someone, yeah, like a Glasnow or something like that, because he's got a mid-table squad and he's got them in the top half of the table. I believe Palace are like 8th or 9th or something like that. These are the
and in
kind
a
of,
cup competition as well.
yeah, and they're in the cup final. So these are the kind of managers you go if what you're saying to me is true, then these are the kind of managers that you target initially, at least just to get you into the first phase. And then after you get into that phase where you've got your mid-table budget and you're overachieving and you're finishing in the top 8, then if you want someone to take you to another level, then you go and get another manager after that. The next manager doesn't have to be here for 10 years. It's all about stages. It's all about short-term goals, medium-term goals, long-term goals. In the short term, you need to get someone that can stabilize the club, yeah, get them performing at a certain level with a certain level of player. Amorim was never the guy to do that. He was never the guy to do that if this is what you wanted to do. If you wanted to work with a mid-table budget, he was not the manager to go get. That doesn't make no sense, because he hasn't proven that he can do that anywhere. He hasn't proven that he can do that anywhere. And this is my point. And this is why it's very, very important to listen to what these men are saying and then put that beside what we're seeing. Do you know what I mean? Even someone like Eddie Howe, he took over 17th place Newcastle, I believe they were 17th, and got them into the Champions League and then won a cup with them. That's a manager that can deal with a mid-table team. Ruben Amorim ain't done that. Ruben Amorim took a team that was finishing on average third and won the league with them in his second season or third season. But they were averaging third anyway, Faz. Do you see what I mean? So it's not the same, bro. It's closer to a manager coming in now, yeah, and taking over Arsenal, who have finished second for the last 3 seasons and winning the league with them. It's like, bro, they was on the way there. They was on the way there anyway. Do you know what I mean? You just made a few.
It's basically what Arne Slot has done with Liverpool as well. Come in and kept everything simple.
Pretty
not
much.
Overcomplicated, not played his football, not done anything mad.
Pretty
kept
much.
The
way they
team
talk about Sporting, they talk about Sporting, yeah, like these men are fucking, like their man was in a relegation zone. And it's because the Portuguese fans are so passionate, yeah, because Sporting hadn't won something for so long. But they was always in the top 4. Do you get what I'm saying? So the way they talk about it, they talk about it like them man were floundering in the relegation zone, bro.
It's like a Bayern Munich manager going into Bayern Munich and winning the league. Like, that's standard.
Come on, bro.
That's standard. Yeah, I hear that. I just don't know who if I can trust Ineos to make the right decisions, because as we say, we're not qualified. Are they gonna bite the bullet if he doesn't win the Europa League? And even if, let's say, even if he does win the Europa League, right?
Mm,
What targets are they gonna set for him next season? That's something I consider as well. Like looking at the shape of the league and how things have worked out. Salah staying, Van Dijk staying, Man City strengthening the way they have.
mm.
Arsenal, are they going to go and get a striker to see if they can attack the league next season? Where do we fall into this mix? We still have to compete with these teams. Do we have ambitions for next season? What
But
is
this
the
is the
ambition?
problem, Faz. You asked a very, very good question. Where do we fit? That very much depends on who the coach is and how we rebuild this team. Because if we have a coach that knows how to maximize the tools at his disposal,
Mm,
then we fit into a top 6 challenge. That's where we fit in. But if we don't have the right coach, then we don't fit in. Then we're fighting to get in and stay in the top half of the table again.
mm. Are they
That's
gonna?
the reality.
Because Ineos
Mm,
is, their thing was, what was it? Operation 21 by 2028 or something. I don't know,
28, yeah.
something like that. So are they gonna say, okay, next season get us into Champions League, and your target is get us into the quarterfinals minimum, get us into the semis minimum, something like that, quarters or semis. In a domestic competition, win this one, these ones you can do what you want to do, semifinals, that's cool, stuff like that. So I want to understand, and this will tell me by the type of players that we signed this summer and the players that we let go this summer. That will tell me what my club's ambitions are for next year, because they did show a little bit of ambition, with the summer that just gone. It was good. It was okay. It was a respectable summer. Um, January they tried to help him, but not enough. But then now I'm gonna really look at Ineos. Apart from the manager, apart from everything, are they gonna go and say the previous regime's mistakes we are going to correct straight away? The Rasmus, not selling Garnacho, getting money for Rashford, getting money for Anthony, all of these players, sell some of the academy players if you need to, who have had first team minutes now. They look like they might be worth a couple of million. Go and sell them for profit. Can we do these businesses with Ineos? Is what I want to see. Really, what I want to see.
I think that the signs of the players that we're being linked with are very, very positive. I'll be honest, like we're being linked with very good players. We're being linked with players at a good price point.
I don't want Delap. I don't like that link. I really do not want him.
That's fair enough. I'm a fan of Delap still. So it's one of them ones where if you don't
Don't
like
like him.
Delap, if it's not Delap, it has to be Mateta for me.
I'm
Do you know
happier
what
with
I'm saying?
Mateta. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
I just have had enough of younger strikers.
I
I
understand
really
what you're
have.
saying. I understand what you're saying, and bro, from that point of view, I completely agree. Like my first choice is Mateta, then Delap, and then Osimhen last, bro, because I don't like players like Osimhen. Do you know what I
I
mean?
hear it.
That's my personal bias. Do you know what I mean? And I've
No,
made
no,
it
I hear it.
clear. I don't like the look of him as a footballer. So that's on me. You get me? Like it's got nothing to do with his goals or anything. I couldn't give a toss, bro. Like I don't enjoy watching him play football. I think he's a horrible footballer to
He's
watch.
got a bad touch.
Yeah, touch is bad. It's erratic. His movement is decent, yeah, but it's like I think he's very one-dimensional in it, and it's one of them ones where I would just prefer not to build a team around a player like that. That's my preference. I
Mm,
think that Mateta has got a good touch. Like, bro, he can carry the ball well as well. Like he can carry the ball. He can go past players. He's a tidy player. He can finish as well. The goal he scored against Arsenal as well, yeah. To see the keeper off the line and do that, yeah, it shows that he's an intelligent player and he plays with his head on the swivel. He knows what's going on around him. Showed
mm,
great awareness to score a goal like that. People look at the execution, but bro, for him to even see that in the first place, it shows you that his mind's operating at a speed that I have time for, you know.
mm,
So Mateta would be perfect in my eyes. I think he'd be a good price.
mm.
I think he's got a good build. He's good at
Very
connecting,
good build. I like
the
his
play.
build.
Do you know what I mean? He's got good strength. He's got good enough
Mm,
pace, and I think he's a good foil for other players. Do you know what I'm saying? I think
mm,
he would be a good foil for players like Cunha or someone else to play off his link-up play and off
mm,
his runs. So I think profile-wise, I think he's brilliant. I like Liam Delap. I do understand people's concerns with the fact that he's young and they don't know if he can be the ready-made guy to come in and score goals straight away. Do you know what I mean? I'm personally would be willing to take that risk just because I know that he's got so much potential that I would be willing to do that, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember, and obviously, I'm not comparing them in terms of ability because, like, Rooney's one of the best players we've ever seen in the Premier League. But I remember when Manchester United signed Rooney from Everton, yeah, I can't remember how many goals he scored in that season at Everton, but it wasn't loads. But we saw his potential. Do you know what I mean? He was a scorer of great goals and he wasn't a great goal scorer, but we saw that, yo, this guy has the potential to be a top player, and we took a gamble, bro, because it was a gamble, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, look, I just seen he had 15 goals in nearly 70 appearances. Like, that's not like what, you know?
That's not a great start. Yeah,
No,
it's
it's like
very
one
bad
in it's
actually.
like 1 in 4, bro. Like, do you know
Very
what I'm
bad.
saying?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
1 in 4, bro. But man could see his talent. We didn't buy him just because he scored goals. We bought him because he was a good footballer. Do you understand what I'm
Mm,
saying?
mm.
So it's one of them ones where you look at the fact that I think Delap is a good footballer. So I'm not just looking at Delap here, just at his goals. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at his link play. I'm looking at his willingness to run off the ball, the way he brings people into play, like the way he carries the ball and he can drive the team up the pitch. I'm not just purely looking at his goals. This is why when people are saying, for instance, like him and Osimhen are not comparable and all these other things, I'm not just looking at goals, bro. I'm looking at the all-round player, and I think the all-round player, Delap, here, considering where he is right now, and I also know that he's going to improve playing in better teams with better players. I believe, yeah, that if we don't sign Delap in 2 or 3 seasons, he's £100 million striker. I'm almost confident of that. I'm so confident. £100 million striker in 2-3 years if we don't sign him. That's what I
I
see.
feel like he's an Evan Ferguson in the making. With one injury, or two.
Yeah, but with one injury can fuck up any footballer's career, bro.
Yeah, I just feel
What
like
happened to R9, bro? Do you know what I mean? Like one injury.
yeah. No, I get that.
Crazy.
I get that. I just want someone who's a bit more grown and has a bit more experience at being a leader in the changing room. I think Man
But that
United
doesn't have to be
definitely
our
lack.
striker, though. That doesn't have to be our
No,
striker.
I can
That should be
understand that,
Casemiro. That should be Bruno. Do you know what I
but
mean? That could be
these
Delete.
players
That
we
doesn't have
believe
to
in.
be our striker, though. That can be
These
Bruno,
players,
Casemiro.
yeah, but Bruno's and Casemiro's, they're getting on as well themselves. I want
That's
someone around
fine.
the 25,
Delete as
20,
well. Delete's
27 age.
24. Delete's 24, 25, and he's a leader, bro.
But
Like,
if I'm looking at Man United's front line next season, and I look at Ahmad, who's a younger player, developing
Ahmad
really
will be
well.
wing back under this manager.
Okay, so let's say Ahmad wing back, Dogu on the other side, cool, or whoever on the other side as a wing back. You've got Mino and Xerxes, let's say,
Or
as
Cunha,
two
bro.
tens,
Cunha will be a
or
fucking leader.
Cunha
He's a
and Xerxes.
scumbag,
Yeah,
bro. He's a
Cunha.
scumbag. He's a
Huh?
proper scumbag, Cunha, bro. That's why I like him, bro. Do you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
Cunha
He'll
and
come into the team with the arrogance, yeah, and everything. He'll step into that team like he owns the place, bro. That's what he'll
but then
do.
you look at Liam Delap leading that line. It doesn't fill me with excitement, and it doesn't fill me with
Bro, we don't need excitement, bro. We need cohesion. We don't need excitement, bro. This is the problem with a lot of modern football fans. They want to be excited. I don't want to be excited by names. I want to be excited by the football I see. You don't need exciting players to play exciting football, bro. Like people getting excited by Clivert when he was scoring hat tricks,
Yeah.
bro. He was a Serie A flop, bro. If we're being honest, he flopped in Serie A, bro, and then he came to England and no one
But
cared, and he
Mateta
scored a
has
couple
more
hat
aerial
tricks.
threat. But Mateta has more aerial threat than Delap.
Yeah.
We need good.
He does have more
aerial
area threat, but bro, listen, we can't cross though. Why are we doing this aerial threat? We can't cross for shit.
Yeah,
fam.
but we don't even get any goals from corner kicks. We rarely do. Do you know what I mean? We need a couple.
To be fair, we do. It's our centre backs. It's Delete and Maguire and
Yeah,
Casemiro.
from midfield and above, by Casemiro, nobody gets on the ball. Literally, nobody gets on the ball.
No, you're right.
So that's why I would have wanted a striker that's got good aerial threat, that's got, good strength, good hold of play, and can finish as well. And is good in the box. Delap is great, but I feel like let's really go to the next step. I feel like from the team that he's in to jump into Man United, it's a massive jump. It's a colossal jump. It's an unreal jump. You don't even hear of stuff like this in football, where a relegated player it's just boom. I mean, the last player that I can remember that's done a massive move like this after relegation coming is Madison.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
yeah, but bro,
but he's
remember
always a
Jamie
big player.
Vardy was in that same team and Arsenal wanted him, bro. Like, bro, at the end of the day, yeah, there's loads of players that play for smaller clubs, yeah, and could end up going to
It's a
bigger
mad
clubs.
jump
Like,
that.
do you know what I mean? Darren Bent went from Sunderland to Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? Or Charlton to Tottenham. I can't remember. Did I get it the wrong way around? I think maybe it was Charlton to Tottenham, then to Sunderland after. But either way, there's loads of strikers that play for smaller teams, bro. Do you know what I mean? Defoe got relegated before he went before he went to Tottenham.
The one
You know what I'm
thing I
saying?
like,
It happened.
about Delap, which I'll be honest, is the price tag. Now that is definitely something that to entertain, because for the price that you're paying, for the potential that you might get, I am willing to take that risk. The same risk we took with Dogu, you know, the same risk, the same type of funds for Liam Delap. He's not going to come in on huge salaries and huge expectations. And if it works out, the return on investment is going to be crazy on Delap. You know, it's going to be absolutely unreal. Is he going to stay here for 6, 7, 9 years? You know, that's up for discussion. But I don't think he's the finished product. I think he's got a lot to learn,
But he's
but
not
he's
supposed
definitely
to be
got.
fast.
But I feel like, but Rance, I look at him, yeah, and the team that he's playing in, and I feel like, you know, I've said this before. Players play for contracts, bro. His agent is absolutely should be getting a pat on the back, bro. Should be getting a pat on the back, because he's gone from obviously Man City's academy, and then he's had a move. I think it was in the championship or something. He had a move, if I'm not mistaken, like a loan, and then he's gone to Ipswich. Ipswich are getting relegated, and he is clearly fighting like you know, for his villages, bro. He's fighting like he grew up on the council estate. That's how he plays football, which I like. But then when you get that big move, we've seen this before. You get a big move, relaxation, enjoyment.
But I just don't think so. I think his
I'm wary of
personality.
that, bro.
I
I'm
think
wary
his
of that.
personality is hustle and bustle. Like, he's got a very working class mindset in terms of how he plays. I don't think that changes. I think that's his style. I don't think you can
Mm,
take that out of the Laps game. He likes to wrestle, bro. Like, and he wins the wrestling matches, unlike Hoyland. Do you know what I'm saying? He's that kind of
mm,
player. So for me, I just think that people need to give. I think people are preempting certain things with the lap without giving him an opportunity. And
opportunity, yeah, that's
I
fair.
genuinely believe in football, yeah. The same with Ivan Toney, the same with Ollie Watkins, yeah. The same with Mitrovic. Them man was saying, "No, it's only the championship." Brother, listen, if I can score goals, I can score goals. That's it. It doesn't matter where I'm doing it, bro. I at least deserve the opportunity to play at the higher level. That's why I was
Mm,
upset that Jermaine Defoe never got an opportunity to play for a Man United or at Arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he would have scored loads of goals there, bro. Like,
mm,
players like that, he got disrespected because he played for Tottenham, but he could have easily played for a top team. Like, just because you're at a lower team, that doesn't mean that that's your ceiling.
mm.
Vardy's ceiling was not Leicester. Jamie Vardy could have played for Man United.
Yeah, facts.
He could have. Do you know what I mean? He just didn't. Do you know what I mean? And it's the same with Harry Kane. His
Same with
ceiling was not
Zaha, by
Tottenham.
the way. His level was in Palace.
It wasn't, but this is the point. But he got priced out of a move and he made the Man United move too early. So I think that Manchester United fans and also football fans in general, yeah, are guilty, yeah, of writing off players, typecasting players because they played for a certain club. They
I
they
hear it.
don't
No, I
believe
get that.
that they deserve to be anywhere else. But the reality is they done the same thing to Weghorst, bro. Weghorst was better than Rasmus Højlund. But because he played for Burnley, they didn't want him. The same thing with
Well,
Sander.
yeah, in Championship and gone to
Yeah,
Turkey, yeah.
yeah, the same thing with Sanderberg. They looked at his CV and was like, "Oh, what, Burnley? Yeah, we don't need this guy, bro." He walks into our team now, and this is the problem with Man United fans, bro. Why are you looking at CVs, bro? Do you know what I
No,
mean? Why are
that's
you looking at
that's
CVs? Look at the
that's
quality of
that's
the
a
player.
very fair point. No, that's a very fair point. That's a very, very fair point. I think Ineos are entertaining the deal more because one, the price tag is very desirable. And there's going to be top teams after him,
Also,
no
they
doubt
trust
about it.
Jason Wilcox's eye, and Jason Wilcox's eye had him at Manchester City.
If Osimhen, Gyökeres was similar price, I think Man United would have been over them more. Because it just makes no sense.
I don't think so. You know why?
I think so.
Because of the wages.
What's he on now, Delap?
Fuck all. You know what I mean? 20K or something like that.
Yeah, 20K. Yeah. 20K.
Yeah.
20K.
So
Yo, Rants. 20K.
yeah, so coming to Man United on 80 bags.
20 bands is a lot of money, Rants,
It's
for
not, bro. It's not, because it's
Ipswich.
10 grand. It's 10 grand a month after tax. That's not a lot of money, Faz.
20 grand a week is 10 grand a month.
Oh, sorry, 20 grand. Sorry, no, 10 grand a week. Sorry, after tax. Yeah, cool. It's
Well,
a lot.
it's not straight half, but it's about 13.
It's near
14.
it's near enough half, man.
Near
It's
enough,
like
yeah.
it's 45%.
Yeah.
So
it's 45% above a certain 100 grand. Yeah. So yeah.
So it's about 10 grand a week. Like, that's not crazy money. Like, do you know what I mean? If he makes 10 grand a week,
money, yeah, 10 bands a week.
no, but 10 bags a week is not crazy. It's not, oh my days, I'm retiring. I'm retiring at 30 and never working again. It's not that.
I mean, if you do it right, if you do it right,
if you invest right, yes. But you could easily live to 10 grand a week means, and
easy.
Yeah, and then get to 30 and have no money. Like, you could easily do that, Fast. You know
my boy, yeah, my boy who I grew up with, he's obviously, he won't mind me saying it. He's playing at a really good club now. He's doing well. I saw him, his Amazon basket runs, yeah, and he's in the championship.
Yeah.
He's ordered a fucking TV worth 5 grand runs. Is he all right?
Brother, televisions are the only thing in my lifetime that's got cheaper as I've gotten older. So what television is worth 5 grand?
Well, one way you can see your future, bro.
Massage your feet or something, like, bro. 5 bags for a fucking TV.
On my mother's life, if I'm lying, I seen he's ordered a sofa, 8 bags. And I've seen, and I broke out laughing in the restaurant. I broke out laughing. I actually broke out laughing. I couldn't contain my laughter. And he's looking at me. And obviously, we grew up together. We hustled together, whatever. And I said to him, bro, is this sofa from Black Mirror? Is it gonna knock you out or something?
It's not making sense.
You need sliders.
It's not making sense. It's not making sense.
I've got spare sliders here if you want.
It's not making sense, Faz. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, bro, like, what is that? What is that sofa doing for all that money, bruv? Go IKEA, bro. Do you know what I mean? Zlatan shops in IKEA, bro. So why do you think you're above IKEA, bro? And Zlatan's in IKEA, bro. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
But I think ballers get reallocation funds in it, so it's paid for.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. But you know the way it's mentality.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make no sense, bro. Like, man don't need to do these things. It's a waste of money.
He's got a car, yeah. He's got a car. Of course, he's got quad exhaust. That's all. Like, he's got quad exhaust. Dual exhaust. Football.
No, but he's allowed to have one car, yeah, with the quad exhaust if he wants to do all that. I have no problem with that. The problem is, yeah, if a man live, yeah, like you're gonna be making that money forever, you're an idiot. Like, that's the reality. Do you know what I mean? You're an idiot.
That's the craziness. You live in that life when you're making, this championship money, or these Ipswich, these clubs. But then imagine, like, this Delap gets his next move to Man United, 100 bands. Your life is just silly to think.
No, but it's not, Faz. You know why? Because the difference between me, yeah, as a YouTuber and them as a footballer is they can break their leg and their career's over. I can stream with a broken leg. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I hear it, yeah.
So at the end of the day, yeah, I know I've got money, yeah, for the next 10 years minimum, depending if I can be fucked. You know them, man.
Yeah.
Because certain men are fucking 15 years older than me, and them man are still on YouTube, and they're still their channels are growing. Yeah, do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so, like, brother, I'm good. Do you understand? Like, these men here, bro, man just needs to walk his dog and trip off a curb and his ankle's gone. You get me? And the man gets collapsed in training, and then all of a sudden, yeah, you're 100 grand, bro. What? Where's your 100 grand now, bro?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the difference. So to me, none of that don't make no difference. None of that don't make no sense. So, like, the money he's on right now is not a lot of dough. If he comes to Man United, he's probably gonna get about 80 bands. He probably won't get more than 80k, because Ahmad got 100, I think. Xerxes on, or like 105 or something. He's not getting 100 grand Ahmad money. He's not. He's just coming in from Ipswich. He's probably gonna get about 65, 70. I reckon, yeah, if he comes in at Man United, and again, that keeps him humble, that keeps him working, and he has something to prove. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I believe
yeah.
he does.
Xerxes' previous wage was same as the lab's 20 bands. Yeah,
Yeah.
20 bands a month. Yeah, a
This
week.
is
Sorry. Yeah.
this is what I'm trying to say. So, and Xerxes, I think, is slightly older. You know what I mean? A couple years older. I think he's 24 now. So when I'm looking at Man United's wage bill, I like what these guys are doing. Yeah.
And
I
I,
like
and I,
what they're doing.
I get the Oshiman argument that Oshiman wants a 12 mil net. He really wants to come into a team where they pay so much for him that they literally build the team for him. You know, because if you're paying 12 mil net for a player, that's like 400 a week. If I'm not mistaken, something
They're
like that.
saying Osimhen wants a net salary. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I
400,
think, yeah, because in Turkey the tax is only 20% or something like that.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? And here's 45. So think about that. This is what people need to understand. Like, man wants that net, bro.
Not gross.
That's what I'm saying. Man wants the net salary. They're
Pocket.
saying that
400 in my pocket.
Yes. So they're saying that he's priced himself out of a move to England because no one's willing to pay that money. And I always said, yeah, the fact that he was willing to entertain a move to Saudi, that tells me that money was always his motivation anyway, and it wasn't legacy.
Which is fine.
Which is
John Durant
completely fine. But a player
Durant
like that, I don't want at my football club.
John Durant done it.
Yeah, that's a player I don't
It's
want at
cool.
my football club because legacy is not what he's here for. Like, he's not here to be the best version of himself. He's here to get paid, and that's fine. But go somewhere else. Go somewhere else to get paid. So I'd rather have a young, hungry Liam Delap or a Mateta who is gonna look at it like, yo, Man United have given me my opportunity to show what I can do. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to work my ass off, like when we signed Louis Saha, bro. And if it wasn't for the injuries, he would have been a great signing because he's still one of the best strikers I've seen play for our club. Great in the air, quick, two-footed. Louis Saha was an absolute beast, bro. But injuries killed him. But he was an unreal footballer, bro. And he was a striker I was genuinely excited about Man United signing because he was cold. So if we can go and get a Mateta like that, it would be similar to the Louis Saha signing in terms of I've seen this guy score really good goals in a lesser team, and I believe that he can step straight into Manchester United, and he's got the temperament. I don't believe the move to Man United, I don't believe it phases him. I believe he steps in and he scores goals straight away, and he's the right age. When you talk about leaders and stuff like that, he's not going to be someone who you'll need to babysit when he comes in.
He's in a very good age. 27 years old is very, very, very good, very prime age, isn't it, for a striker?
Absolutely. So for me, I think if United are being smart, I think Mateta is, what's mad? Mateta is the best signing for now, but Delap's the best investment. That's why you probably get both. Because
how much would Mateta cost right now to buy?
I reckon it costs like 40 odd mil, 45 maybe, because I don't think he's got many years left on his contract. And
no, his contract ends in 25, 26.
But there you go. So he's got a year left. I reckon we can get him for like 40 mil then. If you can get Mateta for 40 mil and you can get Delap for 30, I think that's brilliant because you cannot afford to let Delap go somewhere else because you're not getting him. If you miss him now, you won't get him again. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is what it is. Delap is going to be £100 million striker. He is, like, just because he's English, he's got the skills.
And he's a striker. Just because he's a
striker and the market is so dry. You know what I mean? And it's not going to get better no time soon. There's not going to be a striker that just magically appears out of nowhere. We've got scouts in every youth team, bro. That's why we ended up with Cheeto. There's no Delap coming through in the next 2 years. There isn't, or else we would have him. Or would be looking at him. There isn't one. That might be Cheeto. It might be. Do you know what I'm saying? But there isn't a Delap coming through.
So, we were obviously linked with the Dortmund striker Gurasi last summer. I remember we were linked with him,
right?
While he was at Stuttgart, I think. But he's gotten on a bit now. He's 29, nearly 30 now. So I don't think he's gonna be someone that we.
I prefer what's his name?
But he's done well at Dortmund. Don't get me wrong. He's
I
done
prefer
his
the
thing.
Stuttgart striker. What's his name? The fuck is his name?
Someone in the chat will
The
know.
Nigerian brother. I think he's Nigerian. Boniface. Yeah.
Oh, Boniface.
I
Victor.
think Boniface is better. I think
And
Boniface
how
is
old is
better.
he now?
I don't know. How old is Boniface, guys? Because I feel like he's oh shit, he's at Leverkusen.
He's 24.
See, 24, 25. Again, like, bro, that's a good age.
I thought you don't like Boniface.
No, I think he's really good back to goal. I think the Garassi, yeah, I think he's a bit sloppy. Like when I watch him play, it's all shin dribbles and that. I think Boniface is really good back to goal. Like from what I've seen, like his link play is really, really good. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I like that. You know what I mean? I'm not even talking about his finishing and that because that man's finishing is mad erratic, but the way he combines with his team is very good. It's very good. I like players like that. I like players that can combine, especially in the system that we use. You need a combination player. Like I don't think you need, because even with Gyökeres, yeah, like every time they show you Gyökeres, they show him running channels and that. But bro, like even though he's not the most techie player, like he does drop in and receive the ball, bro, because he has to in that system. He has to be able to receive the ball. It's not all into space, bro. Like so, when people said, "Oh, Rasmus is similar to Gyökeres stylistically," he's not. Gyökeres is more similar to someone like a Delap.
Yeah, but which striker is not gonna have to drop in? Every striker with pretty much all systems will have to at times drop into.
No, because
get a feel of the ball.
because Erling doesn't really drop in for City because he doesn't need to because the system doesn't demand that.
Yeah, I think other than Erling, literally other than Erling, in Man City system, I'm pretty much everyone. Even when Darwin Núñez plays football, he has to drop in to touch the ball.
Yeah, but not really. Even if you watch Darwin, that's why he's always offside because he's not dropping in. He's dropping off, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where there's a lot of players. Like even when you watch Rashford as well for Aston Villa, he's always trying to go that way. You know what I mean? Always trying to go that way. Always trying
but he's not a 9.
He's not, but he's always trying to stretch the pitch. He plays in a 9 in that system. Like the thing is, Gyökeres does both. He does stretch the pitch, but his first move is not always in behind. Sometimes it's dropping in, and you have to be able to do both, especially in this system. You have to be like it's a non-negotiable, bro, because you need to be able to get your team up the pitch. And sometimes you need to go backwards to go forwards in football. You can't just keep going forward all the time. Like football doesn't work like that.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in terms of the striker market because I don't think Napoli want to keep Osimhen in their books. And are they going to be knocking back for Garnacho as well? It's going to be an interesting one. Is there a deal to be made for Manchester United with Garnacho and Osimhen? I don't remember the last time there has been a swap deal. You don't really hear about swap deals.
Swap deals, if you've got a player that's 100% profit, a swap deal is horrific. The only way a swap deal makes sense is like when we had like the Mkhitaryan situation where it's like you've got a player, they've still got some book value and they're on a certain amount of wages, then you can do that. But if you've got a player, do you know what I mean? You don't swap, bro.
The only time I remember a swap, but it wasn't a swap, it was Fred and Bainde.
Yeah, and it wasn't really a swap. It was you take this, I'll take that. But money was exchanged both ways.
Both ways, they balanced it out. Other than that, I don't really know a swap deal, to be fair. And selling Garnacho. If we did a swap with Garnacho for any player, really, we miss out on the PSR kind of help from just selling him. But how much?
No, the USP of Garnacho is that it's 100% profit, and actually his name is way more valuable than his footballing ability. So we have to capitalize on that. Like we're foolish if we don't. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not often you're going to get a player whose name will command more money than he's actually worth.
Yeah.
Like it's a no-brainer. Same with Rashford. We're lucky in a sense. We've got 2 players that are probably worth about 20 million each, and we'll get at least 40 for both of them.
Yeah.
Just because of their Instagram. Do you know what I mean? So like it is what it is. They got amazing PR for very, very limited footballers. So
speaking on this Rashford thing quickly, I find it so bad that people are questioning or bringing up the Rashford thing when he went to the boxing. It's so sad. It is so sad.
Brother, what? Man's not allowed to live his life. He was injured, bro. What's man meant to do? Stay inside in the freezer? Like
so sad. I see Jamie O'Hara speak about it, and he's absolutely drilling Marcus and saying, "Oh, he shouldn't do this, he shouldn't do that." Not once am I seen in the clip him talking about Watkins or Declan Rice or anybody else.
Jamie O'Hara would have been in the pub toilet sniffing coke, mate. He needs to worry about that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what he needs to worry about. Talking about Marcus Rashford. What, my man can't go to a boxing match? Do you know what I'm saying? He's injured.
hope that
He's injured,
he
bro.
does
I
the
see
same
Mason
energy.
Mount. I see Mason Mount and Luke Shaw both injured going and doing rugby challenges for Man United, bro. And they were both injured, bro. And they were out here kicking rugby balls, bro. Like, what are we talking about? The geezer's gone out in the evening. Do you know what I mean? Declan was there. Fucking Ollie Watkins was there. Who else did I see there? I see Bearman there. Like, what are you talking about? Do you know what I'm saying? Now, bro, these men are jobless, bro. And this is what it is, and this is what I mean. Keep the same energy for all football players, bro.
I remember what they said about Jack when they caught him outside the pub, innit? They said, "Oh, he's enjoying his time. He's this, he's that." So why is it different?
Foolishness, bro. Like, Xerxes injured, brother. And I see man ran onto the pitch here after the Leon game and was picking up the manager and shit like that, bro. And he's injured. He needed to be really chilling. You get me? But man's out there still running around with no crutches and that. So what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the physio's like, yo, you can move about, then you move about. Do you know what I mean? Man don't need to milk it. What? Would they rather that Rashford was there in a wheelchair? Like, do you know what I mean? Saying, oh, yeah, I'm resting, guys. Got the boot on and that. Fuck off. Like, what's the point? He was going to watch it on TV, so he watched it in real life, bro. What's the problem?
I know, I find it.
Has he got work in the morning? No. What's the problem? Do you know what I mean? And this is what I mean. These men going to tell these men what to do with their own spare time, bro. It's like, you don't.
I feel like it's... But I feel like Marcus has done it himself as well. Like, not in that situation, but you know, the Marcus Rashford brand has become so big that anywhere he touches, it just becomes a scene.
No, you're right. He has done this to himself. He has done this to himself because when he was building the PR and doing all the extracurricular things, yeah, you invite people into your business, and then now all of a sudden everyone's got a fucking opinion on you. This is the reality. This is the reality, and this is why, yeah, like outside of this work, yeah, I don't really post on social media, like, at all. I don't post my personal life on social media because it's none of your fucking business. You know the ones there, like, that's the reality. So when you're posting, oh, I'm doing this and I'm seeing this person and I'm on the phone to Obama, all right, cool. So when you're at the boxing, I might have an opinion too. This is the reality. Oh, I'm at Downing Street. I'm here and I'm doing this, bro. Listen, you don't need to know what I'm doing, bro. If I'm not live, it's none of your business. Like, this is it. And he could have just done that. He could have done, listen, if I'm not on Sky Sports, it's none of your business. You know, like that. Like, Rodri ain't got Instagram and he won a Ballon d'Or. Like, you don't need Instagram to win a Ballon d'Or. What are you doing? Do you know what I mean? And this is the problem. When you try and do the brand thing, people now think that they got a fucking into your whole life. Nah, bro. Like, it's not that. You don't need to do that.
It's mad that Public had to publish pictures and videos of other footballers to defend Marcus. That's what I found crazy.
It's foolishness, bro. It should be common sense.
That's crazy. The report wasn't like, oh, football stars at the game. The Marcus Rashford spotted at the game. Jamie O'Hara, like, how did these people get away with these type of things on Sky Sports? I just find it crazy.
Because no one checks them, because if you check them, you don't get invited back.
I find it crazy, bro.
You don't get invited back, bro. Crazy. And this is the thing, and that's why, yeah, when Micah Richards and Daniel Sturridge had to G-check Jamie Carragher, more that's needed, because when man are talking like this about Marcus Rashford, this is why, yeah, representation is so important, because there needs to be a black person in the room to tell man to shut his mouth, but most of the time there isn't. Do you understand what I'm saying? And this is the problem. So when man start going off like that, there needs to be someone in there that can say, yo, park that off. Like, that's not gonna run. And this is the problem. This is the problem. Most of the time, man are not in the room. And this is how this fuckery happens in the first place. So as much as I don't like certain man going on certain platforms and dancing around like baboons, yeah, you need some people in there, because man need someone to say something. So this is what it is. That's exactly what it is. But the man can't be chatting to Marcus, bro. Like, that's foolishness, bro.
Talksport was notoriously known for that.
Come on, bro. That's what they do. And when they do bring in a black guy, they're bringing in the baboon to dance about, bro. They're not bringing in someone like me that's gonna say something. This is the problem. This is the problem. But man can't chat on Marcus like that. That's crazy. That don't even make no sense. I'm not his biggest fan here, but what man's not allowed to go out? He's injured.
You know, but you don't even have to be injured. Like Declan Rice has got Champions League semi-final tomorrow.
No, but the fact is he was injured and he didn't play in the match, bro. That is why. That's why they brought up the Rashford thing, because he was injured, he didn't play in the game, and then he's out the same night. It wasn't because he played. If he'd played and then he was out, it wouldn't have mattered. I think they're trying to insinuate you're not fit enough to go to work, so you shouldn't be going out. And it's like, bro, are you all right? Are you all right? You know, them ones that don't even make no sense. That don't make no sense, bro. Like, there's been bare times that I might not have been well enough to go to work, but man need to go shop to get something. So what? Man got to stay in my house. Man got a runny nose, so man can't go supermarket. Now I can't leave my house because, bro, I called in sick for work today. What do you mean, blood? I can go where I want, blood. I'm not working. I'm not coming in, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? I could go link a girl with my bogey nose, blood. I'm not coming in. You know them ones there, like, don't matter. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm not coming in. Do you understand? Like, it's none of your business what man's doing.
Man said, just... I'm not fit enough for work, but I'm fit enough for everything else.
Yeah, bro. She might be cooking me a food and that. You know the ones there. Like, what's man talking about? Like, just because I ain't gone into work, that don't mean I can't leave my house. What does that mean? Do you understand? That doesn't mean anything. That guy's a footballer. Because you're not fit enough to go football, you can't go sit on your ass and watch boxing. I'd be more concerned if you was in the ring fighting. Then we could have a conversation. Do you know what I mean? What, you can't kick ball, but you're fighting, man. All right, cool. Fair enough, innit? The bro was sitting on his ass, bro. Like, what's he meant? Like, what's the problem? What's the problem?
They said that when Luke Shaw was outside saying your mom's on benefits. I mean,
brother, Luke Shaw turned up to work here with a big belly and no one said nothing. You see what I'm saying? With a big rotted belly, you know. Brother turned up looking like it was pre-season.
Yeah.
At the end of the season. And no one saying nothing. This is my problem, my bro. This is my problem. So I ain't got no time for this bollocks, man. You know what I'm saying? So, boy, nah, man, fuck all that, man. Fuck all that, man. But big up everyone inside. You already know what time it is. Let's get these lights up, people. 600 likes target. Man's got fight talk coming up at 5:30 as well with Shane.
What did you think of the fight over the weekend? Yeah,
it was great. My guy won, so we're good. You get me? We're good. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're running fight talk at 5:30, guys. So we're gonna talk about that. And we're gonna talk about the upcoming fights this weekend as well, because Ryan Garcia's fighting, Devin Haney's fighting his bare fights, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna run that up. What you got coming up, Faz?
Yeah, just midday live streams. And we got something cooking as well. So I've been watching a lot of Championship.
Okay.
And I've been actually thoroughly enjoying Championship. Obviously, my friend is in playing in the Championship, so I'm going behind the scenes in the club.
Nice.
And basically kind of seeing how he prepares to see if they can survive relegation. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna head down to the club this week and cook something up with him.
Amazing.
And it's gonna be Championship is it's going off. I've not had that much entertainment in years.
Yeah, bro, it's good. It's Championship is good level football. It's exciting. It's physical. Do you know
no VAR, no bollocks, bare shots from outside the box. Just it's like AFCON.
Football, yeah.
Yeah, it's AFCON, but in England. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm heading down there to get behind the scenes and just see how an athlete kind of prepares for something that mad, you know, relegation. It's your family versus theirs. You know, like that.
I hear it. So yeah, guys, make sure you look out, man. You know what I mean? And yeah, Faz hit 30K, 30.1 now. You get me? So yeah, man, you lot keep supporting it, man. The link to his channel is in the title, and I'll see you guys back here in